5 top areas in Dubai to renovate properties in 2024. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe Butler. As always, I am bringing you the most informed real estate content here in Dubai. As part of the Wealth Estate brand, we are here to deliver you the most transparent and honest content. And in today's video, we're going to dive deep into renovations and locations. And the reason I'm making this video today is because the term is getting thrown about a lot, and a lot of people have got their eyes on renovating properties in Dubai. And the reason for that, because ultra luxury homeowners are looking at purchasing homes in Dubai, making it a very attractive market to be diving into. Now, we're going to start with number 1. You've obviously heard of the Palm Jumeirah. Now, the Palm Jumeirah is one of the only areas as a non-GCC, which means a non-local resident, can have a property directly on the waterfront. Now, of course, not everywhere on the Palm Jumeirah has direct water access, but if you look at all of the villas on the fronts, which are the almost like spider's legs coming off the actual shape of the palm, these are the locations where you can have a beach in your back garden. This is what makes it so attractive. Now, we have worked and we have seen many investors make an absolute fortune in this location, just simply because people who are looking for that ultimate beachfront destination, well, the Palm Jumeirah has it to offer. Now, one of the questions a lot of people ask me is how much money can actually be made in this renovation space? And to be honest, that really depends on the area, what price you purchase it for, how much you obviously resell it for, and the market conditions at the time. But today we're talking about the areas where you can actually expect the most ROI. So if we take the Palm Jumeirah, for example, based on a full cash deal, you can easily expect somewhere from around the 25 to 28 minimum percent return on investment, upwards of 30, 40, even 50% or more. Now, of course, this does come with a much higher entry value, and I'm not using this video to go too deep into the numbers, but just to give you an overview to get even the most basic entry-level investment on one of the fronts on the Palm Jumeirah to actually make some money. You're looking at spending between 25, 26, even up to 30 million dirhams to get on the most basic entry-level garden home. But of course, this is where we see a lot of investors make a ton of money. And again, the reason for this is just simply the demand. So area number 2, we're going to be talking about Emirates Hills. You may have heard of this location, you may have not. There's a good chance though, if you've clicked on this video, you have heard of it. Emirates Hills is one of the most prestige communities that Dubai market has to offer. It's home to multi-millionaires, billionaires, a lot of high net worth individuals, making it a very attractive and private place to live. And I'll tell you why it makes it so private, because if we take the landscaping of Emirates Hills, you can see even on Google Maps, the size and the plot sizes of these actual villas. They're almost like castles. When you actually go to this community, you look around, it blows your mind how big these places are. You know, huge columns that are giving these grand entrances to these massive properties, 25, 35, even like 55,000 square foot we've seen property sizes up to. Now, this makes it very attractive, but again, this is this ultra high net worth individual area. But again, if we look at what's available on the market in terms of renovated properties, you'd be surprised there is very little that is on the market that people can say they would call home. That's why this area, again, even though it is a much higher entry point than the Palm Jumeirah, it offers returns of 30, 40, 50, 60% upwards and above. Now, when we take out a first consultation call and we start learning about these strategies of renovating and stuff, that's when you're going to really get to understand how we carry out these feasibility studies. Rather than just make a video and throw numbers out there, you're going to get a full detailed program where you're going to understand the individual opportunities we have where we can dive deep into them. And as I said before, Emirates Hills is one of the most prestige communities. It's home to a beautiful golf course as well. So you only have to look at the demographic. But if we look at the entry-level investment price point here, you are definitely talking upwards of 40 million, 50 million to actually get something that is even worth considering to renovate. Because one of the main factors when you are looking at these areas is not just the size and the plot size, but it's also the location within that community. For example, is it a golf course view? Is it a lake view? Is it near a road? Is it near the highway? Because all of these factors need to be considered whenever you go in for any property to renovate, but especially in these communities where you're expecting to sell for these ultra luxury price points. Area number 3, Dubai Hills. This is a much newer community than the Palm and Emirates Hills, way newer. So you might be wondering, well, why would I need to renovate in a brand new community? Which is funny about Dubai, because you'll notice that there's a lot of these newer properties which people have seen and they're like, yeah, it's okay, the size and the location is good, but in terms of what it has to offer, it's not that much more special. But I'll tell you why people love Dubai Hills so much is, well, again, it's a prestige golf course community, but not only that, it's very central on the map. Okay, so if you take a look at the Dubai map, you can see that it's in the middle, almost in the middle of the sort of marina area, the downtown area, the business bay area. So it's very centrally located and there's easy access onto the main highways, which allow people to just jump onto the road and get to where they need within 15 to 20 minutes. But again, because it is primarily an Imam master community, they take very good care. It's a gated community, it's very clean, it's very modern, but it also offers a sense of tranquility. There's a lot of green spaces throughout of this location. Now, all of these factors contribute towards the popularity of the area, so that makes it actually easy to resell them. Now, in terms of an entry price point into Dubai Hills, to be honest, there are too many different entry points for different variations of the actual properties it has to offer. You can talk about the townhouses, the first sort of standalone villas they've got, you've got the custom builds, you've got so many different styles of properties to buy over there that it would be hard to actually name a number. But if I was going to say somewhere between 20 and 40 million, that could be an entry point for you to get into Dubai Hills. And the returns, I would say, are still very much similar to what you can expect, especially when you're branching into this ultra luxury market, when you're spending over 20, 30, 40 million dirhams. We would never even consider an investment if it was less than 25, 30%, because for that amount of money, it just wouldn't be worth it. Now, two other areas that we're going to talk about are areas that you may have heard of, but there's a chance that you may have not heard of, okay? Jumeirah Golf Estates. This community, in my opinion, is one of my favorite, and I'll tell you why it is. When you go in there, it's very prestigious, very grand when you walk in. Again, it's a golf course community, but the emphasis on the greenery, the structure, I mean, it's almost comparable to somewhere like Beverly Hills. It's a little bit further away, and this is why it doesn't suit everybody, because the location is not as favorable as Dubai Hills, the Palm or Emirates Hills, because it's a little bit past the main majority of where people try and get to in terms of, say, downtown or marina. It's a little bit further out, but still, the types of investors or the types of end users that live here are generally families that maybe are not commuting so far, but there's still plenty of schools around this location for people to, wander around and actually get there quite easily. But the Jumeirah Golf Estates still has a lot of opportunity, and I'll tell you why. Well, if you go there, the villas, they have a lot of character, they have good sizes, a few of them have basements, and the views in this location and the space between the villas is very favorable to a lot of people who are looking to purchase there. And the price point is not ridiculous. For example, you can get into this area for around 13 to 14 million for a golf course backing property in a prestige location, which makes the resale value, which we've seen a lot of the transactions reach 30, 40, even 42 million dirhams. I'm not saying that every property will bring you these kinds of returns, but as an entry point of around 12, 13, 14 million dirhams, it's a good start for you to get into a community that has tons of end users. It has a very good reputation for being clean, it being safe, it's also gated, and people love it. So that's another area to heavily consider. And then the final area is what I like to call a hidden gem. This area, Al Barari, is the greenest community that exists in Dubai right now. There is a huge emphasis on that community's greenery. The Barari brand is all about the infrastructure of nature. Now, you'll see, even if you go and take a look on the map, there is a little stream that runs all the way through, a cycling track that runs all the way through the community. There's plenty of trees, there's so much nature, there's birds. Honestly, it does not feel like you're in Dubai at all. Now, what I like about this community in particular is the sizes, first of all, of the properties are absolutely huge. We've got properties available from, 16, 17,000 square foot built up area on 21,000 square foot plots. You don't often see that in properties anymore in Dubai. And what I like about it as well is the exclusivity and the privacy each villa has to offer. Now, you imagine you're in a community, you've got greenery everywhere, the house next door, you don't just look into their garden because every house is surrounded by greenery, trees, lakes. Now, the types of end users that are living there are very much high net worth celebrities, high net worth individuals that don't want people just looking into their garden. They want that really exclusive feel to it. Then Al Barari is it. Now, the entry point into the Al Barari location is somewhere between 20, 21, 22, or even up to 24 million dirhams now. The property prices are significantly going up quite fast. That's why if you are an investor looking to make a quick move into the market, you need to act fast. And I'll tell you why. Because all these locations that I've just spoke about, even after this video, I'm sure will go up in value because people are now trying to get into this and tap into it. So the locations I've spoke about today, as I've just said, Palm Jumeirah, Emirates Hills, Dubai Hills, Jumeirah Golf Estates, and Al Barari. I said these in no particular order. And the reason I mention these areas is because these are the hotspots right now. If you are an investor looking to purchase, renovate, and flip, well, we can provide you with the full 360 package because me and my specialist team around me, we're not just going to find you and source you the best deals. No. We're also going to introduce you to the right contractors, the designers. We're going to be heavily involved in the management of the projects. We're going to be heavily involved in the marketing of the projects and also, of course, the reselling of the projects. So we're going to offer you that full 360 package where you can be as hands-on or as hands-off as you want. If you want any more information about how we can provide with the Wealth Signature Development brand, you the package that you are looking for to get into the luxury redevelopment property market, then all is what you need to do is book a call below, sign up to our newsletter, sign up to our mailing list, and we will be in touch. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.